So there are two materials here. The clay, this is the clay,
The base.
and it has a thin coating of glass.
We are here inside the pottery house of Dan. So there. This workshop is 45 years old. Wow, there you go. That is Jan, our patter.
Okay, I'll give you the quick explanation. Okay, the raw materials for ceramics are just basically stones. The most important is these two. Silica, it's called silica, right? This is one of the most common element in the earth. This is feldspar. Feldspar is a rock. It's like granite. It's also very common. And these materials make glass. So this is what glass is made of. So in ceramics, in pottery making, so actually glass is part of ceramics as well. So can I show? So there are two materials here. The clay. This is the clay,
The base.
and it has a thin coating of glass, which is called a glaze. And these materials are present in both the clay and the glaze. So here you can see, like this stone, if I put it in the kiln, you see it melts.
Yeah. It's almost the
It's
same.
glass.
What's the temperature?
So it's a 1300 degrees centigrade. You know, when you see the pictures of my own erupting right now,
Ah,
when the lava comes out,
What's that?
when it's really hot, it's like light yellow, almost white. That's our temperature. That's 1300 degrees centigrade.
For the quartz to melt.
No, actually quartz melts at a much higher temperature, but I mean to say the magma, the lava, it melts at the same temperature that we work at, 1300 degrees.
so where did you get your materials for
So,
pottery?
So basically it's clay, feldspar, quartz, and limestone. Those are really the essential materials. They're very common
Here,
things
where?
all over the Philippines.
Really?
Yeah, we have.
It's
the Philippines is
fantastic.
blessed with lots of raw materials for ceramic making. There's also red clay, right? Also, I don't work with terracotta, but sometimes I do. Terracotta is the reddish kind of clay. It has a lower firing temperature, but it has a very beautiful color, reddish. So we make our own clay. It's too hard to reach. So when we make clay, we blend these materials together. So this is the mixed clay.
Wow.
So when these materials are they have to be a very fine powder. We get them. We get them from factories that use them. Also, for example, glass making. All the glass making factories would use these same materials. So we can get the powdered material from them. And then the clays. The main ingredient of this comes from Bicol,
Province.
way down south near Quezon, near the border of Quezon. A place called
Kamsur.
Tecolayan.
Kawayan.
Quezon.
So the powdered materials we blend them together. We have a recipe, and we mix them with water, and then there's a long process just to make the clay. So clay,
It takes for how many hours, if you know, if I'm asking?
well, many days. So I mean, the clay is like 6 months old by the time we use it. But clay is useful because it has plasticity. right? This is a very unusual quality. See that you can do that. Plasticity. So then when it's in this state, I mean, it's already been months making it, aging it. Okay, then the making steps. Just quickly, I will demonstrate. Preparation. I have to knead the clay. Yeah, it's similar.
Somewhat
And the reason for this, really the reason is to remove the bubbles, is to remove the lumps,
So,
it's to make the consistency perfectly even.
so what will happen if there are bubbles?
Well, bad things happen.
Really?
Cracks mostly.
Ah, that's the thing.
So the clay, since this clay, right now, this is about 15% water. So if I leave it out on the table, it'll dry very quickly, and as it dries, it shrinks. So it will shrink up, about 15% because it loses the volume. It gets hard, and it gets very crumbly. It's very fragile when it's dry. And if there's any stress in the clay as it dries, it will result in a crack. So that's the reason we do this, is to even the consistency of the clay. So to eliminate all the stress in drying, you might say. Okay, so this is a potter's wheel. So there are many ways to form pottery, and this is only one. I mean, there are many other ways. It's just that this is a common one.